this quote. What is today's quote? Running away from your problem is a race you will never win. So what is the message? What does it mean? You should never run away from problems. Usually what happens, people, except the big cats, lions, tigers, puma or leopard, all these big cats, all the animals take, there are two mechanisms, fight or flight. Fight means what? You face the problem and you try to tackle the problem. Flight means what? Escape. People also, all the animals, they take the flight mechanism, not the fight mechanism. Only the big cats take the fight mechanism. So the message is very simple. Don't take the flight mechanism, take the what? Fight mechanism. Now we'll see analysis of this paper. We have 10 questions passage, very lengthy passage, about 840 words are there, but the questions are rather easy. One or two questions time taking, they're also easy to answer, but other questions, 7 or 8, within no time you can get the answers, you can get 7 or 8 marks, should not be a problem. Cloze, economy related, moderate, I don't say easy, I don't say difficult, and 5 connectors. Now connectors are going to haunt you people. Repeatedly they have been giving questions related to connectors. 2 or 3 should not be a problem, 1 or 2 may trouble you. And 5 sync model, it's a new model we haven't got in the recent past. Sync means what? You see 2 sentences, each sentence with a blank. You have to choose one word which goes with both the sentences. About 2 or 3 easy, 1 or 2 may trouble. And 5 errors, all the 5 should not be a problem, you should get correct. Now today I'm going to present something new, please have a look. Because some students, perhaps when they see a paper, they may get a little disturbed or tensed up, tough papers I'm talking about. It is always better if you take a particular approach based on the paper. Your approach, the way you answer the questions, it should be paper specific, very simple. So this particular paper, a typical candidate, how should he handle the questions? So what is the heading here? Can you make out? What should be the order of answering the questions? What should be the order of answering the questions? This is my personal opinion. Everyone has his or her own style. You should start with errors. Then you should go to connectors, then sync model, after that cloze, then passage, quick glance, and you should try to answer questions related to words. This is the right approach. Now shall we see the questions? Yes or no? So we'll start with the passage. I'll tell the meanings, already I've brought the meanings, but listen and try to remember, don't write. Impervious means what? Pervious means what? Something that allows something to enter. Opposite, impervious means what? You cannot enter, that is one meaning. It goes with chemistry. Another meaning, something that will not take any impact. It cannot be changed. You cannot make an impact on something. And what is the next one? Picturesque means what? Something very beautiful. Picture perfect. That's what it means. Usually it goes with a location. Psychopath. Can you see the word psychopath? Psychopath means what? A person with a prolonged mental disorder and usually who resorts to violent behavior, either killing people or attacking someone. What are the other words? We also use the word, please write the word sociopath. Psychopath, sociopath, both mean the same. Abetting, that's an important word. Try to put a star mark. Abetting means assisting. Abet means assist or help, especially in something, doing something wrong or in a criminal activity. Don't write the meaning. I have brought the meanings of the, only sociopath I wanted you to write. Other words are there. Mocking means what? To ridicule someone, to make fun of someone. Premises, 2 meanings are there. One is the location, the premises of the college. The second one, the theory or the platform on which something has been built. The premises behind something means what? the idea behind something. Sneak. Imagine the class is very boring. Fortunately, the gates are open. Then what do you try to do? You slowly, if the coordinators are not there, what do? You sneak away. Means what? To slip away or to escape silently or stealthily. That's what it means. Inferno means a large fire which is usually out of control. A large fire. Inhabitants. Already I've got this word. Original inhabitants, what is the word? Aboriginals. Aboriginals. Gestated. Generally we use this word in the noun form. Gestation period. Please write the combination. Gestation period or gestation time. Usually this goes with business and some activity. Gestation means what? Something takes time to develop. It is developing but not visible. That period is known as gestation period. This is a new expression, frog chorus. Means what? We all are together, we all stand together. That is the meaning of that. Intellectuals, you have got this word many a time. Intellect means what? Knowledge. Intellectual, a knowledgeable person. If someone has a lot of knowledge, he can talk on any subject. Then I give two words. What are those two words? One is what? I want an answer from your side. Walking encyclopedia. What is the other word? It starts with the letter P. Polymath. The new students, please make a note. Polymath means a person with a lot of knowledge. Also, walking encyclopedia. A person who has a lot of knowledge. Polymath or walking encyclopedia. Glimpse means what? A quick look, a quick glance. Evacuation, an important word. Whenever there is a storm, people are evacuated. Means they are taken from one place to a safe place or zone. Scrapping, scrap, you know the word. In this context, what does it mean? Cancel or dismiss. Patronize. Patronize means what? To support. To support someone or something. Also, we use a noun form. Please write the noun form. Patron. Patron. He is our patron. Means what? He supports financially. This is an important word. Please put a star mark. Utopia. Utopia means an ideal land or a situation which is free of problems. No problems at all. And that is not practical. No, don't write the meanings. If I say you write, otherwise don't write. I have already brought the meanings. Contingent means what? A group of people and they belong to a larger group. If you take in this context, he talks about contingent of suicide bombers. That is a group, they belong to, they're part of another group. This is an important expression, length and breadth of a particular thing. Means what? Covering the whole area. This is also a new expression, drunk with the wine of faith. Means what? Completely religious. Drunk with the wine of faith. Means what? Completely religious. Underline the word drunk. Now listen, I think I've given once. The word drunk has got three different meanings. One is, just listen, he has drunk something. Means what? Which tense is that? Drink, drank, drunk. He has drunk. So it goes with a regular meaning. He has drunk coffee. Means what? But generally we don't say that. What do we say? He has had coffee. Meaning is the same. This is the first one. Second one, someone drinks regularly, every day. Old English, we would use the word drunkard. But now we don't use that word. We use the word drunk. Then it is a noun. What do we say? He is a drunk. Old English, he is a drunkard. This is the second one. Third one, drunk means in the state of intoxication. Intoxication means what? You don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're talking. When you drink a lot, you reach that state. What is that state called? Intoxicated, intoxication. Then what do we say? He is drunk, don't talk to him now, talk to him tomorrow. Talk to him tomorrow. What is the reason? He is drunk. Means in that state of intoxication. So try to remember all the three meanings. What is the meaning of the word isolationist? Isolation means what? Aloof, separated. Infructuous means unnecessary or pointless. Pointless or unnecessary. This is really surprising because usually if you take the word lean, we use a preposition against. Lean against something. We also use a preposition on. Lean on something for support. Plight. Plight means what? I use quite often. Plight. Imagine my plight means what? Adverse situation. Not a positive, a bad situation. Deprive. Deprive means what? To take the rights of someone or not to allow someone to enjoy something. He has been deprived of the fundamental rights. Means what? He cannot enjoy the fundamental rights. Pristine. Pristine means what? Pure. Not touched, not spoiled. Vulnerable. You have got many a time in a position where you are likely to get attacked or exploited. Indifferent. No feelings at all. Very lengthy passage, but what is the passage about? It is about the girl, Malala, who got Nobel Prize. That is one thing. Then it is about whether Pakistanis, they accepted the Nobel laureates or not, another dimension. The passage says they did not. And the third one, it talks about the extremist groups and the terrorist groups, their impact on Pakistan and these, the girl as such. Shall we start? Shall we see the questions? What is the first question? As per the passage, Malala was Pakistan's second Nobel laureate. Who was the first Nobel laureate of Pakistan? Very easy to answer. So I think it is given in the first paragraph. What is his name? Dr. Abdus Salam. So which option is that? Easy one or difficult one? We'll see how many are easy, how many are difficult. Which of the following statements is or are incorrect in the context of the passage? This we have to locate. First one, Malala spent her Nobel Prize money to build a school in the Shangla district of Swat. Now please go to the last paragraph. Last paragraph or second paragraph? It has been mentioned very clearly. The last paragraph, first sentence, what does it talk about? I want all of you to be attentive because you have to locate and go with me. In 2018, Malala's response to Fazlullah has come in the shape of a 3-story tall school. That means what? She has used it for school or not? Yes or no? So it is true. Malala's book was banned from the premises of Peshawar University by the government of Khyber, whoever it is. Now, has it been mentioned or not? Please go to, I think, the first paragraph, am I right? Second paragraph. Which sentence is that? I think 5th or 6th sentence talks about that. Banned Malala's book from the premises of Peshawar University. So, mentioned in the passage. What is the third one? Al-Qaeda wanted Swat to become a perfect place fulfilling the desires of Fazlullah. This also has been mentioned, I think, the second paragraph. Or go to page 2. The second or third sentence talks about that. Have you seen? So, Swat was destined to be the state of Al-Qaeda wanted to create as an Islamic utopia manned by the likes of Fazlullah, who had the money and the manpower to run it, clearly mentioned. So, all the three are mentioned in the passage. What is the question here? Not correct, but all the three are correct. So, what is the answer? Fourth option, all are correct. No. What is the question here? Incorrect. This first one is correct. Correct or incorrect? Second is correct. Third is correct. So the fourth option says all are correct. All are correct. That's right. I thought all are incorrect. The option says what? All are correct. Perfect. Now question number 3. Right? Question number 3. As per the passage, who is called as warlord in SWAT? So what is the answer? The first option, Fazlullah. The passage talks about this guy, and also the context also mentions very clearly. So what is the answer here? Question number 3. Is there any problem? We are going in a systematic way. No deviation. Shall I move on to question number 4? Which of the following demands put forward by Fazlullah in the above passage are correct? See, you should not attempt questions like this. What is the reason? If you have time, you attempt. Otherwise, don't attempt. For 2 reasons. One, you have to read the entire passage once or twice to locate, because you may not locate in the first reading. Then what will you do once you start looking for the answers? Second reading, sometimes third reading. That takes a lot of time. My advice rather, questions like this, try to skip. At the fag end of the session, that means what? 18 minutes over. You're damn sure about all the questions you've answered. You still have 2 minutes. Then attempt these questions. Otherwise, don't touch. So what is the answer for this? All are correct. Yes, clearly mentioned in the passage. To save time, this question I'm skipping that way. All are correct. Which of the following is the most appropriate title for the passage above? Who is the passage about? The writer starts with the girl's name, am I right? And Nobel laureates of Pakistan, not about Nobel laureates. Empowering women, not about empowerment. Reluctantly, Malala. So he also states in the first paragraph, she got the Nobel Prize, but she has been rejected. Not only in Pakistan, outside the country also. Pakistan story of Taliban, none of the above. So what is the answer here? The third option is the answer. In my opinion, 5 questions based on comprehension, 3 questions are rather easy. 2 questions, I don't say difficult, time-taking. You should reserve or hold till the fag end of the session. Now, all the questions related to vocabulary, the meanings of words based on the context, you should get all the 5 correct. If you don't get, not acceptable. So what is the first one? Similar in meaning. Impervious. Pervious means what? To allow. Impervious, not to allow. Squishy. I have brought the meaning. Don't write squishy means soft. Moist and soft, not relevant. Unaffected. Malleable. Malleable and pliable, both are synonyms. Both mean you can mold something or you can change something, or something is flexible. Very simple. Susceptible. What is the synonym of vulnerable? Susceptible. But subtle difference is there. What is the difference? Generally, vulnerable goes with natural disasters and a person's situation also. But susceptible goes more with emotions. Goes with what? Emotions. So what is the answer here? Unaffected. Second option. How many of you have got this one right? I should change the question. How many of you have read the passage? Raise your hands. Oh, that I really appreciate. This is like a phenomenal change. What is it? Phenomenal change. Last year it was like, oh, 20 students. Then I would continue. Now only 20 students haven't read the passage. Do you understand? 80% they have read, 20% they haven't read. Last year, if you remember, the other way. 20% they would read and come. 80% they would get disconnected, 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Now shall I move on to the next question? Similar in meaning. Ousted. Ousted means what? Dismiss or send out or remove from power. Harbor. Harbor has got 2 meanings. As a noun, what does it mean? The place where you keep your ships. That's one meaning. What is the other meaning? As a verb, harbor means you entertain or you have a particular feeling for a long time. Usually this it has a negative connotation. He harbors ill feelings. Ill feelings, a typical expression. Harbor ill feelings means what? Bad feelings. That meaning is very important. Lodge has got 2 meanings. As a noun, you all know the place. And as a verb, lodge a complaint, typical combination. It goes with a police station. He has lodged a complaint. You must be knowing that. Generally what happens, we'll take a minute off the track. When foreigners come to our country, they don't understand a lot of expressions. And the first thing they go out of the airport, they see a board, hotel something. Then they go and ask for the rooms. That fellow says, what rooms? Both of them get confused. Hotel means what? A place where you can stay and you can have food. But generally what we see outside, they should not use the word hotel. They should use the word restaurant. Do you understand what I say? The board should be restaurant, but what is the word we use? A lot of people use hotel. A foreigner thinks, oh, rooms are available. He goes and asks for the rooms. Then that leads to confusion. Enthrone. Enthrone means to install. Banish. Banish means what? To prohibit or send out from a particular country. Send a person out of a country. Baptize. Baptize, it goes with Christianity. One meaning, it is like giving that Christianity. That is one meaning. The other meaning, baptize, means to give a name or a pet name. Giving a name is known as baptize. So what is the answer here? Banish. Banish. Easy one or difficult one? Opposite in meaning. Sneak means what? Have you ever sneaked out during your college days? Never, yes. If you say no, I will not believe that. So sneak, first word is an important word, put a star mark. Ambush. Ambush means what? Surprise attack. You hide and you try to attack. And you hide behind something and all of a sudden you try to attack. This goes with terrorists or security forces, both, either way. Evade. Evade means what? To avoid. To avoid. Delude. Delude means what? I think you have got this word. Mislead. I have brought the meaning, mislead. Slither. Slither means to move on the floor in a twisting or oscillating manner. That is called slither. Generally it goes with worms or something that is slippery. Okay. Overt. Overt means what? Overt. Overt means open. So sneak, secret or stealthy. What is opposite? Overt. So what is the answer? How many of you have chosen the fifth option? Are you guys listening? Why only a few hands? Which one have you chosen? Fifth option. See, these days, it is like I'm doing it so fast. What is the reason? The papers, the standards are so high. Earlier, we would do it in a relaxed manner. Now it is not possible. This particular paper, 60 words, imagine bringing all the 60 words and making the student know the meanings of those words, and they should be able to relate that knowledge, understand the context, and think of the right answer. It is not an easy task. So what is the next one? Is it question number 9? Opposite, vulnerable. So what is a synonym of vulnerable? Susceptible. What is opposite of susceptible? Unsusceptible. So what is the answer here? Accessible. Access, put a star mark, an important word. In many bank exams, they have given access a wrong preposition under preposition combinations. So which preposition does it take? To, access to. What are the typical combination words? Access to information, access to resources, access to power, access to people. So these combinations you have to remember. Liable. Liable has two different meanings. One meaning is what? Legally answerable. What is the first meaning? Legally answerable. Next one, liable means likely. Liable to make a mistake means what? Likely to make a mistake. A different meaning altogether. Untenable. Untenable means what? Something that is not going to happen or something that cannot be defended. You put forward a particular idea or you try to take a particular stand, but you cannot defend your stand. Then what do we say? Your stand is not tenable. What is opposite? It is untenable. That's an important word. So what is the answer here? The third option is the answer. Shall I move on to the next question? Opposite in meaning, abet. Abet means what? Assist or help, usually. in something bad or negative, crime. Dissuade, that's an important word you have got many a time. What is the meaning of that word? Persuade someone not to do something. Persuade someone not to do something. And which preposition does it take? From. Very good. Condone. Condone means it is like pardon someone. You accept the wrong behavior of a person. Someone has done something wrong, you condone means what? You accept that. In a way, it is like forgive or pardon. Instigate, we got this word yesterday. What does it mean? Provoke. Make someone do something, usually negative. Goad. Goad also means provoke, synonyms. Endorse. Endorse means what? Support publicly. Usually it goes with a product or a service. Amitabh Bachchan, he endorses a particular product, publicly support. Okay. So what is the answer here? Which option? Dissuade. Encourage, assist. What is opposite? Dissuade. Who has got all the 5 correct word-related questions? Please raise your hands. Surprising, but give them a big hand. There are 2 students. At least 4 correct. I should see a lot of hands. Again, 2 or 3. Okay. Still, I think you guys are not getting enough time to consolidate. That is a problem here. Shall I move on to the next set of questions? What do they deal with? This is Cloze test, and what is the context? Economy related, poverty and inequality. Inequality occurs in many, comma is there, only some of which are economic. Many, when you underline the word many, then you have to use which part of speech? Noun. And it should be singular or plural? Plural. Area, strike it off, singular, but other words are in plural form. Sites, dimensions, phases, types. So, dimensions means what? In many dimensions, does it sound right or wrong? In many dimensions, many formats, many facets, it seems right. Sites, it doesn't go with this context. Phases doesn't go with this context. Which is a better word? Types, in a way, dimensions. But better word is which one? Dimension. So what is the answer here? Dimensions. And when we speak of economic inequality, again the reference is to a very large canvas which must be, underline that expression. Now here, you must attend the meeting. Change it to passive voice. The meeting must be attended. So we'll see if that combination works out or not. Helping verb in passive voice. Must be. Refrain, you cannot use. Allowed, which must be allowed very severely, but that is not acceptable. Meaning-wise, that must be available, not a verb. That must be unbounded. Hold that one. Which must be restricted very severely in the interest of tractability. So restricted, it should be restricted. This seems acceptable. How many of you have chosen the 5th option, restricted? Very good. I see a lot of hands. So what is the answer here? Very large canvas. Then you cannot consider everything. You have to restrict. For what reason? Why should you restrict the dimensions? To trace tractability. Please underline the word tractability. Means what? To trace something. Too many you cannot trace. In the interest of tractability. Hope you got it from the sentence. Shall I move on to the next one? Accordingly, by economic inequality, we shall mainly mean interpersonal inequality in the distribution of incomes. This is as good a place as any to observe that the enterprise of measurement, including that of socio-economic, generally before you see the options, you should think of socio-economic factors. What is the typical combination? Generally, we talk about socio-economic, we use the word factors. But do you see that option? No. But socio-economic, do you have to use singular or plural? Plural. What is the first one? Faulty. Right or wrong? The second word, is it singular or plural? What is the singular of this? Phenomenon. This is very important, put a star mark. Socio-economic phenomena or socio-economic factors, both mean the same. Elementary, not in the plural form. Only one word is in plural form. Which one is that? Phenomena. So what is the answer here? The second option. Do you remember other nouns which go with these nouns? They have Latin or Greek origin. Nouns which have Latin or Greek origin, they don't take S or ES. I will say a few nouns. If you can write, you write. Otherwise, try to tell the plural form. Or I'll change. You have to say whether it is singular or plural. Then the other form you have to tell. Criterion. No, first you tell singular or plural. Singular. What is the plural? Matrices. Why the voice has come down? It is like a music note. High, then low. So matrices, singular or plural? Plural. What is the singular form? Matrix. A radius, singular or plural? No, singular. What is the plural? Radii. What is the spelling? Double I. You must have had nice lunch. The voice is loud. So what is the word alumnus? Singular or plural? No, singular or plural? Singular. What is the meaning of that? Old student of a college or school. What is the plural of that? Alumni. Stratum. Singular or plural? Plural is strata, you're right, but what is the meaning of that? Layer. Stratum means what? Layer. L-A-Y-E-R. Layer. Then memorandum. Singular or plural? Singular. What is the plural? Memoranda. So medium. Media. But nowadays we use media, singular and plural. Standard English, medium singular, media plural. Index. Only indices or indexes also? How many of you say both? Raise your hands. Both are right. Index, indexes or indices, both are right. So you should recollect these nouns, very important. Shall I continue? On the one hand, please underline that expression. On the one hand, we have the measurement fetishists, those who seldom see poverty or inequality as felt, experienced human conditions beyond the boundaries of equations and formulas. At the other extreme, on the one hand, underline this phrase also, at the other extreme, we have the measurement nihilists. I think these words are very important. Please underline that word. A nihilist, as far as my knowledge goes, perfectionist, but we'll cross-check. For the time being, you write perfectionist, someone who believes in perfectionism. But there's a saying in English about perfectionism. Some people, they always try to be perfect, and it is not practical. Always remember, for your exam and for your selection, you can never get 100%. It's impossible. Not in your wildest dreams also. If you get in your dream, fine, no problem. But surprisingly, I think IBPS Prelims, IBPS PO Prelims, one of our students, not this branch, I was told from Dilshuk Nagar, right now I don't remember his name, shocking. English he got 30. That is unimaginable. That is really unimaginable. 30. Do you know that? So, in the wildest of dreams, in reality it happened. So, let us go to perfectionism. There is a saying in English, what is it? Shall I continue? Trying to be perfect is like this. What is the saying? Perfectionism is like paralysis. Perfectionism is like paralysis. It always stops you. You cannot do certain things. Always you worry about perfectionism. You cannot do certain things. When you have paralysis, you cannot do certain things. So people say, I don't remember the economist's name. One particular economist, he came up with a particular theory. A lot of people around the world, intellectuals and successful people, they follow his theory. Very unfortunate. It slipped my mind. I don't remember right now. But in essence, in a nutshell, he talks about 80-20 ratio. There's a name for this. So what does he say? If you are good at something 80%, it is like you're good at it 100%. Do you understand what I say? So always try to become 80% good at something. That is possible. 100% never possible. Usually what happens, we come across 20% we are not good. You always worry about that 20%, you cannot achieve success. But you try to get 80%, be happy, move on. That's what it says. A very useful thing. Because some people, they want to become very good at English grammar. Why should you? Ask yourself, why should I? Am I going to become a grammarian or am I going to become a banker? What is the answer you're going to get? Then why do you have to spend so much time on grammar? I have to spend, you don't have to spend. Okay, fine. Shall I move on? So those who regard measurement as a cold, calculating, soulless exercise, training, regulating, guiding, conducted by experts, exercising. How many words are in ing form? 4 options. Only one is not in ing form. We'll check with that one. Those who regard measurement as a cold, calculating, soulless exercise conducted by experts. Does it sound right or wrong? Perfect. So what is the answer here? The 4th option is the answer. Who trade in symbols and unreliable data? This is very important, please. What do you understand from the context? Who trade in? Underline the word trade. Not literally. Trade usually goes with what? Business. But here trade in means deal with, not the business meaning. Trade in means what? Deal with. Deal with what? Symbols and unreliable data to construct misleading pictures of reality. They trade in something that is not easy to understand. That's what the context says. Gloomy goes with what? Very sad. Not relevant in this context. Fainted. You all know the word faint. So you see papers, very tough papers. Imagine you have one exam on Saturday, another exam on Sunday. You have tough paper, very tough paper on Saturday. Sunday also your bad luck, very tough paper. Then what will happen? Very simple. So what is the next one? Mazing. Maze means what? Are you guys listening? Maze. Maze means what? Not maze. Maze. Puzzle. Please write puzzle. Maze means what? Puzzle. Not relevant here. Mundane. Mundane means what? Boring, monotonous. Write the word monotonous or monotonous. Mono means same. Monotonous means what? Too many words, the session becomes monotonous. Always word. Then you wonder, is this session for words or is it for comprehension and grammar also? Right or wrong? Of late it has been like that. I come, I spend a lot of time on words. Only a few questions related to comprehension and grammar. So what is the 5th option? Arcane. Arcane, an important word. Please write. Difficult to understand. Difficult to understand or mysterious. Mysterious, difficult to understand, obscure, enigmatic, all these words you could. So they try to trade in arcane symbols so that people don't understand, to mislead them. So what is the answer based on that? How many of you have chosen the 5th option? Okay. Shall I move on to the next one? We have done with the cloze. Yes or no? We have got this already. Do you remember these? Do they look familiar? We got these last month. So tell me, what is your answer? 16 to 20 link words or connectors. Mr. Sashi Verma is a verified person in the charge sheet. One statement. He was always available during the investigation. Because he was available, he cannot be free of accusation. So you cannot use because. But it is not a contrasting thing. And addition, hold that one. Still he was always not relevant here. Though, if you don't consider but, you cannot consider though also. So what is the answer based on that? Third option is the answer. The central leadership should undertake the exercise in consultation with party MLAs, MPs and other senior leaders. See, these sentences, in my opinion, very difficult. What is the reason? You don't have the context, actual context. Who has said, whether someone has said or not mentioned here. But when you read, you have to understand. Someone has said something. What has he said? Or he has taken a stand. What is that person's stand? The central leadership should undertake the exercise in consultation with party MLAs, MPs and other senior leaders. His appeal apparently had no takers. Now he said something, he stated something, he took a stand. Then the second sentence talks about what? No takers. That is contrasting or addition or reason. Contrast. We'll see the options. Still, can you use still? Still is what? Emphasize. But hold the second option. So that does it talk about purpose? So that goes with purpose. Instead, again not correct. Until, related to time. So which word seems right? But his appeal apparently had no takers. So what is the answer here? The second option is the answer. See, if a person who is good at English, I'm telling, please listen very carefully. Sometimes what happens, we get disappointed and our ego takes a beating. Takes a beating means what? You feel a little dejected, or you feel, what is this? And you feel, I'm good at English, but how come I'm not able to get the right options? And you're very good at English grammar. You know a lot about connectors. In spite of that, you cannot get the right options. What is the reason? There are some questions which go with your exposure to the language. Exposure to language. Some questions depend on your reading experience. To what extent, whether you're a well-read person or not. Based on that, you develop a skill where you cannot make out because there's no context. But you can tell yourself, oh, perhaps this is the one. Other options don't seem right. Perhaps he has said something and others they did not approve or they did not appreciate. So definitely it goes with a contrasting idea. Based on that, we have to select the second option, but. This is your analysis. If you don't read a lot, if you don't have that exposure, then it's a bit difficult. What is the reason why is it difficult? Context is not there. So then what happens? You don't get it right. Don't get disappointed. Please remember, out of 30 questions, first selection, hope you guys are listening very carefully. First selection, you should always get in the range of, out of 30, how many marks should you get? For final selection, percentage-wise, what is it? Between 60 and 70. 80-20 also not applicable here. 70 is enough for final selection. That means what? Out of 30 questions, let us assume your level is, you can get 21. What percentage is that? 70%. That means how many questions are still you don't have to answer? Consider these, they belong to that group. Ignore them, look down them, despise, and don't get disappointed. Do you understand what I say? Otherwise, what happens? You may tell yourself, what is this? I'm not able to get this one, that one, this one, that one. Leave it. It is going to happen. You don't have to answer all the 30 questions. You cannot answer all the 30 questions. How many do you have to answer for final selection? 21. 21, be happy. 9 questions, very difficult. 2 from passage, 2 from here, 1 from there. Ignore them. Enjoy the session, enjoy your marks, and be confident. Do you understand what I say? That is a perfect outlook. But don't look at questions like this and get disappointed. Every time you cannot get every question right. Very simple. And you'll be surprised to know, if you give some of these papers to the faculty members who teach English, they may not get all the questions right. Do you understand what I say? They may not get. I'm not exaggerating. This is a fact. As simple as that. Okay? Always try to have a positive attitude and move forward. Shall I move on to the next question? What is it? 18. Several instances of mismatch in the photograph appearing on the passbooks and the actual photographs of the beneficiaries have also come to the notice of the officials concerned. Please underline, People make a mistake in our country when it comes to this particular expression. What is that? Usually they say concerned officials, not correct. Officials concerned. Concerned manager means what? He has concern for you. You are a stranger, why will he have concern for you? It makes no sense at all. Please put a star mark, that one. There are reports about the mistakes in the entries made in the passbooks relating to the beneficiary details. Now, which one goes with these two sentences? We have got this already. I want you to respond. Which one? Option number? How many of you have chosen the fifth option? That's right, while. So please underline while. How does it go? We start with the second sentence. Hope you are listening. While there are reports about the mistakes in the entries made in the passbooks relating to the beneficiary details, comma, several instances of mismatch in the photograph appearing on the passbooks and the actual photographs of the beneficiaries have also come to the notice of the officials concerned. This is the right order. How many of you have got this one right? Okay, very good. His thoughts were severed. Severed also we say. What does it mean? Cut off. Please write the meaning of that word, cut off. He was with her physically and attached emotionally. So here it is a contrasting situation. You are in a particular place, you are in this room, but nothing goes in. Then what do you say? You are connected or not connected? Very simple. Something like that. Physically and attached emotionally, but thoughts-wise not connected. So what is, it's a contrasting situation. You can consider, we'll see the options, but, yes, you can consider, yet, this also talks about contrast, consider that, though also talks about contrast, and rule out, please mark it wrong, unless not relevant in this context. He was with her physically and attached emotionally, but his thoughts were severed, right? Though he was with her physically and attached emotionally, his thoughts were severed. This is also right. He was with her physically and attached emotionally, yet his thoughts were severed. This is also right. All the three are right, but the key says the second option. But let me tell you, all the three are right, absolutely no problem. Take it for granted. I hope it's clear. Question number 20. Its famous cakes. The bakery also makes delicious breads and cookies. Underline the word cookies. Cookie is an American expression. What is the British word for that? Biscuit. We all know that. So, is it about addition or what is it about? Addition. Underline the option and. Strike off contrasting word. Strike off one more contrasting link word. Besides, underline that. While doesn't go with happening at the same time. Not relevant here. Now we'll check. How many of you have chosen the first option? No one? One or two students. How does it go? The bakery also makes delicious breads and cookies and its famous cakes. But it doesn't sound right. Its famous cake, the bakery also makes delicious breads and cookies and its famous cakes. Perhaps, okay, hold that one. What is the other one? Besides its famous cakes, comma, the bakery also makes delicious breads and cookies. This sounds right or wrong? So which one is better? The fourth option. So what is our answer? Fourth option. Is the last one related to link words? Has anyone got all the 5 correct link words or connectors? This is a repeat one, mind you. Oh, we have. The next 5 questions deal with what? Sync model. 1 or 2 are rather difficult. Shall we move on? Yet he became deeply attached to his wife and proved in fact nearly as his father. First, you should look for a clue. Is it a positive sentence or a negative sentence? So what do you think, positive or negative? What do you think? Positive or negative? How many of you say positive? Raise your hands. How many of you say negative? Raise your hands. Deeply attached. Why do you think it is negative? Huh? Deeply attached, negative. Yet he became deeply attached to his wife and proved in fact nearly as. No. Deeply attached is a positive expression. Really surprising. Positive, it is positive. He is regarded by many to be a very spouse. Now, because I said it is positive, you have to look for a positive word. Fearful, positive or negative? Unloving, positive or negative? Uxorious, uxorious, you may not know the meaning, hold that one. Hateful, positive or negative? Scorn, already I've got many a time. Scorn means what? To look down, despise, all these. To consider someone or something inferior. Only one is positive. Which one is that? So what is the answer here? Uxorious means what? Loving a lot, to love a lot, to show a lot of affection. Positive word. This is a tough one because the word, not a regular word. Shall I move on to the next question? The realtor hoped to buyers by decorating the house with fancy furnishings. Usually realtors, there are so many jokes on them. They always try to project a rosy picture. Imagine they want to show us a property. It is about 10 kilometers from here. A typical realtor says, so it is only 2 kilometers from here. What does he or she say? It is only 2 kilometers. They always try to present information that way. So it looks very spacious. When you go there, you realize whether spacious or not spacious. So the sentence is about them decorating the house with fancy furnishings. What is the intention behind? To impress or attract. You should understand. The con artist, please underline the word con. My personal statement I've said many a time, according to me, majority, exceptions are there. But my statement, all God men are con men. What is it? All God men are con men. Con means what? A cheat. A person who cheats others. Today we have so many God men, we have so many Babas. Their main motive is what? To exploit innocent people. Very simple. I think yesterday one Baba passed away. Yesterday or that Sai Baba, not the original, one more Sai Baba, what's his name? Bala Sai Baba, you're right. That person passed away yesterday it seems, am I right? What surprises me, I'll take only 1 minute. Usually we think Western Hemisphere we have developed countries. Science and technology belongs to them. But unfortunately we come across more fools over there. I'm sorry to say that. I'll give 2 examples. First example, I will ask a question, you respond. What is the shape of the planet Earth? Usually we say technical term, oblate, spheroid or something like that. Am I right? Or it is more or less like a ball. Not exactly. All agree or you don't agree? Anyone who doesn't agree? Once what happened, I was talking to a friend of mine, an American, something about astronomy. He said in the conversation, Murthy, the earth is flat. I said, what are you talking? Immediately, yes, it is flat. I said, you are from America and you have this NASA with you and you say earth is flat. Are you in your senses? Then he said, no, it is flat. Then we had a discussion and finally he got convinced. Then he told me, a lot of Americans today also believe the earth is flat. It is like a flat thing, a disc, discus throat, disc. Is it flat? What do we say? Second thing, all these Americans, basically Westerners, they have enjoyed a lot. Their society is basically materialistic society. Our society is spiritualistic. We believe in spirituality, they believe in material life. Some of them, they got bored, because how long can you enjoy? Today you have a new car, tomorrow you get bored, another car, there's no limit. After some time you get fed up. Spirituality always appealing. So some of them come to India and they fall in all these so-called Babas and godmen. They have their own traps, how to attract the foreigners. So they go to these Babas, and whatever property they have, they dedicate with a lot of passion and pleasure. They give the property to these Babas. First of all, if he is a Baba, why should he take the property? Very simple, right or wrong? And once in Bangalore, there is one place called Coffee House on MG Road, a popular landmark in Bangalore. I was having coffee. A foreigner was in front of me. He asked me how to go to Shirdi. Sachi Sai Baba, what is that place? Not Shirdi, the other one. Puttaparthi. I said, I gave the direction. I said, why do you want to go there? No, I'm a disciple of Puttaparthi Sai Baba. What do? I teach physics. That fellow teaches physics and is a disciple of, he is from Hungary, one of the European countries. Then he was telling me, Puttaparthi Sai Baba, very popular in European countries. I consider that person a typical magician, but a good man. Whatever money he got, he spent for the welfare of the public. That way I respect him. Now let us go back to the question, from Babas to mock test paper. The con artist, so what is the meaning of that? A cheat. The con artist worked to the innocent couple with promises of easy money. So the whole context talks about what? Cheating or misguiding or taking someone for a ride, right or wrong? Scold, does it go with this? Beguile, you may not know the meaning, hold that one. Entertain, positive. Shout, not, it doesn't go with deceiving or cheating. Amuse means what? Entertain. Remember I gave 4 or 5 words the other day. Comedy, humorous, hilarious, entertaining, amusing, they all mean the same. So what is the answer? Whether you know the meaning of the word beguile or not, answer is what? Presence of mind, you can go for the second option. What is the meaning? It means to attract someone or charm someone with the intention of cheating. To attract someone with the intention of cheating. My mother always wears long skirts to what she refers to as her lumpy knees. Lump. Underline the word, only the first 4 letters, lump. Remember the other day I was talking about astronomy, the inner planets, outer planets. Between the inner planets and outer planets, we have lumps of rocks. Lump means what? Something that is like a stone, hard. So lumpy knees, perhaps she has something very hard, which looks like a stone. When we go deer hunting, we dress in so we can fade into nature's background. This is very difficult to make out, and there's a problem with the key. I'll read out the options. We will take the elimination approach. Divulge means what? Disclose. And write the combination word, it goes with secrets. Don't divulge. Write 2 combinations. One is secrets, the other is information. Secrets or information. Don't divulge confidential information. Don't divulge the secrets. Is it relevant here? Say yes or no. Conceal means what? Hide. Hold that one. Hide. Hide also means the same. Cover. Cover as a noun, to conceal something or hide something. As a verb, to look for shelter or hide yourself. Underline that also. And what is the 5th option? Please put a star mark. Camouflage. Camouflage means disguise, getting blended with the surroundings or getting mixed with the surroundings. Usually soldiers, they wear a particular dress that is known as camouflage dress. The key says the 5th option, am I right? Please check the key. What does the key say? The 5th option. The fifth option, please listen very carefully. The fifth option goes with the second sentence. No doubt about that. No second thoughts. But it doesn't go with the first option. We don't say, my mother always wears long skirts to camouflage what she refers to as her lumpy knees. Ridiculous. That means what? Fifth option is ruled out. Now it becomes very difficult. Because conceal, hide, cover, all the three mean the same. Then I myself had to spend some time to get the right word. The synonym of camouflage is cover. What is it? Synonym of camouflage is what? Cover. Now we'll take the word cover. It goes with the first sentence. She wears long skirts to cover. Acceptable? Not acceptable. And when we go deer hunting, we dress in cover. No, it goes because what is a synonym? Camouflage. We dress in cover means what? We dress in camouflage. So we can fade into nature's background. This is also right. So based on that, what is the answer? The fourth option is the answer. That's why first I said the synonym of camouflage is what? Cover. Not fade, not hide, not conceal. Based on that, the answer is the fourth option. Has anyone chosen the fourth option? Oh, so many. Please give them a big hand. That is really appreciable. Shall I move on to the next one? Question number 24. This is rather easy. We convey our sincerest, generally we don't say that. We say we convey our sincere to their family, friends and community. Brandon Westlake offered his concerned, apparently having heard the news from domino eavesdroppers. Please underline that expression. Eavesdroppers. Those who listen secretly. What is the meaning of that? Those who listen secretly. Eavesdropper. Now, what do you understand from the context? Positive or negative? First sentence. Second sentence you cannot make out. First sentence, does it go with what? Sincere what? Generally a negative situation. So which word do you want to consider? Is it sincerest sorrow, emotions, condolences, lamentation? That's an important word. Write the meaning. Don't write listen. Lament means to express deep sorrow or feeling of guilt. Lament. You feel bad or sorry about something that you have done. Okay? Sympathize. But here we have to use a noun in the plural form. So is it emotions or condolences? Which one is better? So it goes with both the sentences. What is the answer here? Third option is the answer. This is again a bit difficult. The copper tray hit the bottom of the can with a loud clatter, spewing ashes into the office air. She quickly put the plates in the dishwasher and dumped the water from the frying pan. Here, into the stink office air. Does it sound right or wrong? Stink means what? Bad smell. You cannot use that form. Into the stinking office air. But they have used the form stink. Contaminated office air. Generally, we say polluted office air. Polluted, another meaning of pollution is what? Contamination. Hold that one. Perished. Perish means what? To die. Generally, suddenly or violently. Violent or sudden death is known as perish. Stale. What is the opposite of stale? What is, are you guys very much here? What is the opposite of fresh? One of the batches asked the same question. What is the opposite of fresh? A smart student said, sir, very simple, not fresh. So opposite of fresh is what? Stale. Stale means what? Not fresh. Stale office air, seems right. And dump the stale water from the frying pan. Not fresh water, stale water. Perhaps there is water in the frying pan. Pale. Pale doesn't go with this context. Pale office air, not correct. Pale means what? One is, she has turned pale because of the fear. Means what? To lose your complexion, to change the shade. And pale also means light shade, not dark shade. Okay? So it doesn't go with this context. You have to decide between contaminated office air, contaminated water from the frying pan. Generally, we don't say contaminated water from the frying pan. Usually, it is like not fresh water. So, based on that, what is the answer? Office air, if there is no circulation, then what happens? The air becomes stale. It is not fresh. Please, all of you write one expression. Sick building syndrome. Sometimes you may get this as a passage. What is it? Sick building syndrome. In the US and Europe, this is a regular one. They all experience quite often sick building syndrome. What does it mean? All those buildings, pretty old, skyscrapers and all. Now, no ventilation, no circulation, proper care hasn't been taken. Then the office air becomes very stale and a lot of bacteria and viruses. When you enter that office building, then you become sick. You become sick. Then that building is known as what? Sick building. That they experience a lot of diseases or symptoms, and that is known as, the building is called sick building, and those symptoms and whatever they experience, it is known as sick building syndrome. So, an important expression. So, what is the answer here? The fourth option, stale. It is going on and on and on. The last 5 questions, no, these papers are not that easy because the standards are very high. I see a lot of students, slowly they got disconnected and they started yawning and they're wondering, how long? When is he going to stop? No, it is quite natural. Even I feel that way. Usually I want to finish off, and usually it is like that, but today it has been going on and on and on. Now, how many questions have you completed? 25. But fortunately, the last 5 questions you will enjoy. That is, the ball is in your court. Okay. So, what are you supposed to do here? Spot the errors. That apart, he would focus. Don't go beyond. All of you beginners especially, listen very carefully. In the exam, you should know how to read the sentences, how to save your time. When you read a sentence like this, now how many of you say there is an error in the first part? Raise your hands. Why? Surprising. First you underline, those who haven't got it right, please underline the word would. Answer my question, would is a helping verb or a regular main verb or action verb? Helping verb. After a helping verb, if you have to use a verb, it should be in which form? Always. The bare infinitive. Here the verb is in which form? So, what is the correct expression? Would focus or would focused? So, once you get it, don't read the remaining sentence, save your time. A few seconds also matter. So, where is the error here? The first part, there is an error. I think you have to spot only one error, am I right? Forget about other things. Where is the error? First part. What is wrong? Would focused is not correct. It should be would focus. Shall I move on to the next one? This is a bit difficult. It looks like a paragraph, not a sentence. While it was Kausalya Devi who ushered in. That's a very good expression. Means brought in, launched, make something happen. The trend of film adaptations of Telugu novels with Dr. Chakravarti, it was Sulochana's writings that captured the fascinating of an average reader since the 60s, reflecting contemporary trends. Relationships with her signature nostalgic style. Please underline the word nostalgic. That's an important word. What is the meaning of that? Nostalgic. Something that reminds you of your childhood or your past. Very good word. But here, where is the error? Which part? Who says third part? Third part, how many of you? You want to go out? Please. How many of you third part? That is absolutely right. No second thoughts about it. I will ask the question, third part, Sulochana's writings that captured the fascination or fascinating. fascination of an average reader. That is the error here. Fascinating is not correct. Please change it to fascination. We have to use a noun form. Catch the fascination of someone or something. In my opinion, this is an easy question. Shall I move on to the next one? The novels created such an impact that, please put a star mark this one. Underline the verb, I wondered. When you see the words like said, told, asked, warned, ordered, wondered, questioned, wanted to know, which topic are you supposed to think of? A reported speech. A reported speech, wonder means what? It goes with questions. What is the most important rule that goes with questions in reported speech? Question means what? Interrogative form. In reported speech, the interrogative form changes to complete affirmative form. That you should recollect. Now here the second part. How many of you think there is an error in the second part? Raise your hands. That is right. So what is the error? The novels created such an impact that I wondered how would Yadanapudi interprets. How would she interpret? Is it a question or a statement? How would she do that? Question. But it should be in affirmative form. So what is the correct expression? I wondered how Yadanapudi would interpret. Please change the position. Here I will use, to make it easy for you, I will use a pronoun. We will substitute with she. Because this generation may not know that writer. Yadanapudi Sulochana Rani, a very popular writer, 80s and 90s. Perhaps you were not born. Okay. So we will use a pronoun she. I will read out. The novels created such an impact that I wondered how would she interpret? How would she interpret? It becomes a question. How she would interpret? She would interpret is affirmative. So what is the correct sentence? Here, after how you have to use she. That means this noun. I wondered how she would do it. I wondered how she would interpret. This is an important one. Put a star mark. How many of you have got this one right? Please raise your hands. There is a problem with the key here. Her moralistic views, underline the word views. Will you say, where is the error? How many of you say first part there is an error? That's right. What is the error? Views in or views on? So please, question is related to what preposition? Views on relationships from her novels. But the key says something else, and that part is not clear as well. Last question. Some months ago, a global leader of the IT industry said sections of India's corporate sector elite. Please underline the word. Elite or elite, both are right. Both are right. A flutter. Please separate. A flutter. Flutter means some sort of agitation. Generally it goes with birds. Birds, when they want to fly, they flutter the wings when they want to move. So flutter also means some sort of disturbance or agitation. Flutter of the comment that Indians are not creative. Where is the error? Why no response? Who thinks the fourth part there is an error? Very good. That is right. Please make a note. And here, a flutter of the comment. That is not right. A flutter with the comment. With the comment that Indians are not creative. He created a flutter with the comment. So what is wrong here? Of is not correct. Change it to. Thank God it is over. A long session, but really good. I appreciate, last year I would be terribly disappointed seeing all easy paper, most students would come. Very surprising. I would say, why have you come? Remember, Easy paper, you should stay back, spend your time on something else. But these days, I don't get a chance to say that. Almost every paper, the levels are like, if you spend your time after the session also, you analyze and try to acquire or enrich your knowledge, you're ready for the exam. Absolutely, no problem. So have a nice day. Thank you.